Hey, it's Isaiah. Um, I'm making this video to let everyone know about what I've been through and for me to be able to help people get through things that they don't think they would ever be able to get through. I'm just letting you know that you're not alone and there's other people out there like that. And I just want to share my story with you to be able to help you guys get through it. So we'll start from when I was young. Um, at 3 years old, I was running streets with my brother because our parents would make us go out and steal for them so they wouldn't have to. And if we refused to do it, we'd get beat. There was times when my brother would not want to do something for my birth father and he would get in a lot of trouble, and there was one time in particular where my brother said no, and my birth father kicked my brother through a door down a flight of stairs, and my brother had internal bleeding for a couple weeks. And then there was a time where I refused to go to the gas station and steal for them because I didn't want to get in trouble, because I was scared. I was a young boy, and I was and when I said no, my birth mom and birth father threatened to not give me a place to live. They told me they would make me live on the streets if I didn't do it for them. And they told me that I was never going to be anything. I could never amount to anything. And I just, after for so long of hearing it and all the punishing that me and my brother were getting, I was also kicked and hit and beat and mistreated, and no one should ever have to go through that. But I'm just trying to say, if you are going through that, you should tell someone. You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't live your life in fear. I've lived my life in fear for the past 11 years, and it's just killed me ever since. I'm not able to trust. I'm depressed. I have so bad anxiety, and it all is affected from when I was young and then still to now. But things got better when I was 8 years old. My grandparents adopted me, and at first it was weird because I didn't know. I just thought I was going to visit, but every time my birth parents would come around and come over to see us or whatever, they weren't really coming to see us. They would ask my grandpa for money to be able to go buy drugs or do whatever they did with it. But every time they would come, I would run upstairs to my room. I'd pack all my things, and I'd take it down to the door, and my grandma and grandpa were like, "What are you doing? Why do you have all your stuff?" I was like, "Mom and Dad are coming back to get me. I'm going home." But it was never like that. That was never the case. So as time went by, I just started to realize that they didn't care about me. They just gave us up. And then I started hearing stories from my grandparents and from them about how there was a time in court where the courts offered my mom a free attorney, my birth mom a free attorney, to be able to fight to get me and my brother back. And my birth father was in jail for some reason I do not know. And my birth mother told the courts and the judge, she said, in her exact words, she said, "I don't want them. I don't need them. They can just have them." And to me, that's so heartbreaking, because a mother is supposed to love her children more than anything. We're supposed to be her cubs, so to speak, and she's supposed to protect us and keep us safe and not let anything hurt us or not give us up or not let anything bad happen to us. But that's all she ever did. She never cared. He never cared. When I was 6 years old, me and my brother were out playing, and I left my brother for about 10 minutes to go to a friend's house, and I was about 6 and he was about 13, and he took me into an alley and he's like, "We're gonna go play this game." So I followed him and I thought it was fun, and we walked into the alley. He told me to pull my pants down, and I didn't know, and he said, "If you don't do it, I'm gonna hurt you." And I was so scared, so I did it, and and he raped me, and he hit me. And when I went home to tell my parents, they didn't care. They said it was my fault. I should have never been out doing that. It's just hurtful knowing that someone you think that loves you, especially your parents, they don't even care. Through my whole childhood, my brother was always like number one. I'm not trying to put him down, but like all sports, he was always like, they always praised him. They always bought him everything, all of his sports equipment, everything. And whenever I wanted to do, it was nothing. Like, they never wanted to support me or let me do what I wanted to do. So I joined cheerleading at a pee-wee football thing with my sister because she did it. And that's all I ever was able to do, because that's all they would ever allow me to do, because they would never take me somewhere else because I wasn't that important like my brother was. They would drive to his games, and then the only thing I could do was be a cheerleader because I was going to that same game if I wanted to do anything. So I was always made fun of as a young kid. I was always called down. I was always called a sissy, a faggot, gay, and I never believed it. But until I started living with my grandparents when I was 8, like I said, everything was so great. Life was amazing. I had everything I ever wanted. They bought me everything I ever wanted. They loved me. They showed me they cared. They showed me everything. They gave me the world. They showed me that I had a purpose. And then about a year or two ago, well, not even 2 years, almost 2, my grandpa, who I called Dad because he raised me, and Grandma, who I called Mom because she raised me, my grandpa/dad was diagnosed with cancer, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. I was just thinking, like, how could this all happen to me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this again? And I just thought, like, why? I had everything. Why did something have to be taken away from me again? Like, I lost my birth parents. They didn't even want me. They just gave me up. And then my dad dies of cancer. And I have nothing again. So it's just me and my mom and my brother. And me and my mom, she's the closest thing I had. And we always fought. And I thought there was no place in this world for me anymore. So I tried killing myself several times, but I was too afraid to do it, so I stopped. About 7 months ago, I was sitting in my living room. No one was home. And I grabbed a gun. I took out all the bullets besides one. And I put it to my face, not knowing which chamber it was in. And I clicked, and it didn't shoot. I clicked, and it didn't shoot. And I looked at it, and I pointed it to the floor. And as I lifted it back to my face, I got scared, and I didn't want to do it. So I just started crying, and when I fell down, and when I dropped, I shot the gun, and the bullet came out. It went through the floor, and it missed me by inches. And I realized from then, like, there is a purpose for me. There is something I should be doing with my life. And I feel like I should be helping other people and telling them my story to help them be able to get through it. And about 3 months ago, I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I'm gay." And as much as she loves me and she cares about me, she told me she wouldn't be able to support it or be able to let me live my life like that in her house, so I had to leave. So I started back at zero again. I have nothing, no one. I have no one to talk to, no one that listens. And every day I think about killing myself again to make it easier for me. So I don't have to live with it anymore. The thought that I've never, ever been good enough for anybody. Anybody. No one cares. I feel worthless. I wasn't good enough for my birth parents. I'm not good enough for my mom now. Everyone always leaves me. Gives up on me. I've never felt wanted. But I'm here for a reason. And it's not to just give up like that. And to just kill myself and let it be over. There's more to it. And as much as I'm depressed and how bad my anxiety is, and my thoughts of how I want to kill myself every day, because I can't get through it. I can't live on like this. I can't live in fear of what people are going to think about me when I walk outside. I have nothing. When most kids lay down at night, they can yell to their mom and dad and say, "I love you," or their dad can say, "I'm proud of you." I can never hear that again. Ever. Thanks for watching.